This is a video journal that records observations made during a 20-mile hike across Bloomington's floodplain from Fort Snelling State Park to Bloomington Ferry. Ed Crozier and Dick Dury, the founders of Minnesota Valley National Wildlife Refuge, made the hike in this video. Part 1 of the trip journal covers the proposed trail route from Fort Snelling State Park to the Wildlife Refuge Visitor Center. The blue line on the map shows the route of the 2.8-mile hike going from right to left. 3D flyover videos will be shown for the 5 parts of the hike, followed by a series of ground photos. The red line shows the hike down Post Road to the Air Force shooting range. The river is on the left and Highway 5 is on the right. The inlet and structure is an airport water facility. This is the Air Force shooting range with the clubhouse, shooting positions, and the target area below the bluff on the right. This area is presumed to be the site of the new Air Force Explosive Training Facility. It may be possible to route the trail along the Highway 5 right-of-way around the Air Force property. The trail is now entering MnDOT property. The trail goes under the highway bridge and enters the wildlife refuge. As you enter the refuge, the trail is on a dike built to contain dredge spoil from the river. At this point, the trail could be next to the river on the old dike or go adjacent to Peterson Pond to the west. This old dike is above most floods, but will need some resurfacing. As you come off the dike, you come upon the outlet of Peterson Pond, a low area that is easily crossed with a low dike and culvert. This is the only stretch of the proposed river trail that does not have an old road alignment or a mountain biker built path. Here the trail is approaching an old elevated spoil disposal area before joining the refuge road that goes from the visitor center to Cedar Avenue. The gravel road up the bluff to the visitor center has woods on the right side and Longmeadow Lake on the left. It crosses the Longmeadow Lake outlet water control structure before splitting off as a bike path to the American Boulevard trailhead and as a walking path to the visitor center. The Refuge Visitor Center already serves as a major trailhead and will remain in the future as the most popular trailhead on the River Valley Trail. Back at ground level, Post Road ends at the Air Force shooting range. A trail could go around the fence to the left, however the current wing commander has prohibited trail development, which was earlier permitted. This is a view of the old dike as you enter the refuge from under 494. Peterson Pond flows overland at this point in periods of high water. A bridge will be required where Longmeadow Lake outlet flows into the river. This area before reaching a refuge road is the only place in 20 miles where no trail of any kind exists. This is the road leading up the bluff to the visitor center. The Visitor Center will be an important connection between Bloomington's South Loop District with its light rail and the Wild River Valley below. Part 2 of this video covers the trail from the Visitor Center to Cedar Avenue. This map shows the 3.9-mile route to Cedar Avenue. The Visitor Center to Cedar Avenue Trail goes down the old Kelly Farm Road, across the Longmeadow Lake outlet, and past the dredge spoil pile on the left. The spoil pile has a few trees on it, but could be used as an elevated trail bed for a short distance. The old farm road, now a refuge-maintained trail, has the river on the left and goes through patches of woods and alongside old farm fields, now reverting to bottomland forest. The rectangle area to the right of the trail is an old field good for viewing wildlife. This section of trail has a good surface for walking and is usually suitable for biking. This trail is currently being used by the Refuge Friends group as a wildlife tour route, and they provide interpretation of the area as they tour the area with groups of visitors in a refuge van. There is much to see along this route. A stretch of the trail at this point runs parallel to an old river stream bed, cut off by the Corps of Engineers when they straightened the barge channel, before the trail rejoins the main channel again. At this point, the trail leaves the former Kelly property and enters the former Paul farm. Just before reaching Cedar Avenue, there is a short area where the refuge has cleared the silt off the trail. The silt deposits are a puzzle, as there are no common river characteristics where it occurs. Here the trail goes under the Highway 77 bridge. Trail users can continue along the river, cross over the river into Dakota County, or someday go north to the Mall of America. Back at ground level, this stretch of trail to Cedar Avenue starts at the Refuge Trailhead on American Boulevard. There, the Refuge has installed good trail information signs. The old Kelly Farm Road is used as the Refuge Trail along the river to Cedar Avenue. The trail crosses the Longmeadow Lake outlet on this structure. It continues past the spoil area on the left and down the road to the riverbank. As stated before, there are some great natural features to see along the trail. These old farm roads would serve as a good base for a hard surface trail. The trail approaches the Highway 77 trail crossing. There has been some silt deposited on it. The pedestrian bike river bridge provides excellent access to the Dakota County trails. This state park trailhead is at the end of Silver Bell Road. This completes the video journal for parts 1 and 2 of the Minnesota River Trail. Because of the video size limits of YouTube, 2 more videos are required to cover the whole 20-mile hike. The 3D aerial videos and maps were created using an iPhone application called Map My Hike, courtesy of Map My Fitness and Google Earth Maps.